Welcome back for another book review. Today we are talking about this one. So this is The Artist's Way, a spiritual path to higher creativity. This is the 25th anniversary edition by Julia Cameron. So I do feel that this might require its own necessary little disclaimer. I am a witch. I am into the woo-woo. Most of my returning subs and people who are normally here on my channel will know this, but this book is not typically for us. It is typically for normal people and not the witchy side of things. So just as an FYI, that's kind of where I'm coming from. I'm also a full-time author. I published 7 books. My 8th one's just about to come out. I'm working on my 9th. So like, the book obviously applies to me. I have a creative job, but I also am very much into the woo. So this book, if you are not aware, is a 12-week course for creatives. So it doesn't necessarily need to be for a job, but just in general, but it does kind of feel more aimed towards those of us who do it as a job. Every week has kind of a theme to it. It's got exercises to do, and then there's also a weekly and daily like rotation that you're constantly doing throughout the entire time that theoretically you would just continue forever. Being the classic morning pages, which I watched another review and they went off about how the author was like kind of proactively talking to you when you're complaining about it and was like, you're just setting people up for failure. And I'm like, honey, no, it's true. Like, the thing is, the morning pages is something that I don't know who came up with it first. Probably Julia. I don't even know. Or it's just a generalized thing. But Penzak, in his Temple of Witchcraft series, tells you to write 3 pages of journaling every single day. This book, I feel like, did explain it a lot better for, like, the why. And again, the arguments that you're gonna have against yourself of, like, I don't want to, meh. Like, 100% every single one of those thoughts I have had. But you're supposed to do your 3 morning pages every single day. Every day you just write about whatever every single day. And then I think with like weekly you're supposed to do like an artist date where you take yourself out or you do something artsy that's just because, not really related to work or anything. At least that's how I interpreted it so far. Was to not have it really work related, just go experience the world a little bit. And then from there, each week has its own different lessons and things that you're focusing on, different exercises, stuff like that. And then you have check-in journaling and stuff like that for the next 12 weeks. I gave this one a 5 out of 5. I love it. It's so cool. So personally, I loved the writing technique in here. I kind of felt like she was talking directly to me. Like, these are thoughts that I've had a lot myself. And I just, if they don't apply to you, remember, you might not experience it, but other people will. Because there were parts that I was like, nah. But I know other people who have. So just remember, if it doesn't apply to you, it does not mean it's not going to apply to everyone. But the majority of this book, I was like, yeah, really though. The exercises apparently are going to be all over the place. I honestly didn't read a whole lot into them because I am going to be doing this book. I don't want to be spoiled and like kind of know what's coming up. So I read like the first few weeks and then I just started to skim once we got to like the tasks and check-ins and stuff and was like, we'll get there when we get there. But for me, they sounded exciting and fun and very creative to just explore and learn about yourself. Honestly, like, I don't really feel like I'm having issues with my creativity right now, but I feel like this is also a great way to do some shadow work. Again, the morning pages and some of the exercises inevitably feel like it's gonna bring stuff up. There's actually like a few chapters on that. And also, like, this book just as a whole, I think is gonna be better to help from hitting burnout, which is something I worry about with my publishing schedule. So that's kind of more my take of like, please don't let me burn out. Tell me how to not do that. Thank you. So I've mentioned this before, but I would say the recommended audience for this is if you are a creative person, and really it feels more aimed if it's a career. Like if you are being creative for a job, this is for you. There's a lot of creative jobs. Like obviously author, artist, sculptor, pottery. Like if you do photography, if you do film, if you do like the recording of it, directing, producing, script writing, whatever. Like there's a lot of creative based jobs. All of them, this book, you need it. It's so good. Like I Absolutely love this book. But yeah, if you are just like wanting to be a little creative just because, like, it'll still be good for you. But just know it's really aimed at the creative jobs, which great for me. I like it. And also, if you're not really into, like, again, the little more woo, it might be a problem. Some people had issue with the more spiritual side of it, talking about the creator and like the great creator, and sometimes it's called God and all of these things. Personally, I didn't really have much of an issue with it. Like, whatever. It's just like, and the author goes into like a whole thing about it at the beginning of like substitute it for whatever, like whatever word you need to use, that I'm just gonna use this one throughout the book. And it's like, cool, I don't see a problem with that, whatever. But other people did not enjoy that. But being a witch, I'm a little more like, sure, we could roll with that for a book. Sure. And like, honestly, most of the time I was thinking of the creator, I was thinking of Odin, because he's very much into inspiration, but also was one of the creators of the world, if you follow Norse mythology. So like, it worked. It was kind of cool to think about it as, when she's talking about the great creator, to think of Odin, who created Midgard, who is also in search of like inspiration and is a god of poetry. He's a god of many things, but that's kind of where my brain went every single time it was mentioned. And so like, it didn't bother me. Other people apparently were bothered, so just an FYI. But yeah, it's one of those that I cannot wait to get a copy of this for myself. I will be going through this and chit-chatting about it on Patreon, because that's where I do all of that kind of stuff. We're going through STOW, and now we're just gonna have a bonus every week for 12 weeks for this, because I feel like doing it. So we're gonna talk about it over there every week. If you want to check it out, it is patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. Speaking of them, if you would like to support me and get access to exclusive content like that new series that'll be going up, as well as the STOW from Penzac, and other book talks that are just over there on Patreon, it is always linked down below. If you want to check out my books, I have the audiobooks over there as well. If you want the physical versions or the ebook, it is always linked in the description. My newest one is coming out soon. I'm hoping at the end of the month, so keep an eye out for that. And of course, here on the main channel, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It really does make a difference every time you comment and interact with the video. It tells the algorithm gods that you appreciate that I am trying to post almost every single day. And yeah, it helps push it to more people to join my little community where we talk about so many books. So anyways, till next time, thank you for your support, for watching, for getting to the end of the video. Again, if you make it to the very end, last time I asked you, when was the last time you carved a pumpkin? So this time, what was the last book that you read? Doesn't matter, fiction, non-fiction, witchcraft, whatever. What was the last book you read? So anyways, bye!